Cue music.
I want to thank you for making me follow that. Huh? Wow. That was outstanding.
It was outstanding. Timing's everything.
Yeah, I understand that.
And we've got a lot of great things planned for United Way this year. But before we dive into that, I think the question on everyone's mind is, will you tell us a little bit about this past weekend?
Yeah, well, we've been congratulated a lot. Coppa and I got married on Saturday in Santa Barbara, California. We got engaged just 3 months ago, so we moved pretty quickly. And when we got engaged in Italy, we cut the trip short in order to come back and be a part of an event that United Way and Jennifer was putting together. And then getting married on Saturday, we cut that trip a little bit short to get back here for this luncheon. And when I agreed to take on this role, Randall Stevenson said it was not going to require much of my time. It's already cut short a couple milestone events in my life. So, Randall, you were not honest.
We're very happy to be a part of your extended family, and we celebrate
absolutely.
with you. Congratulations to you and Coppa. So, I think a lot of people have been asking you this question. Troy, why are you chairing the United Way campaign? Can you talk a little bit about why you reached that decision and why you said yes?
Well, when I was first asked, I distinctly remember saying no. and then the heavyweights started weighing in, and the heavyweights were all the global CEOs that had served in this role in the past, starting with Randall Stevenson and Rich Templeton and Tom Falk and Mark Rohr and, David Seaton, and they all reached out and said, hey, we'd really like for you to be a part of this. And my first concern, quite honestly, was that I'm not a global CEO. I'm a broadcaster and a former quarterback that could throw a spiral. And they said, hey, if you'll do this, we think you're the right guy at the right time, that we'll put the weight of our corporations behind you and we'll make sure it's a huge success. And then, like I said, when you have those guys who I have so much respect for and the way they carry themselves and the way that they lead their companies and what they've meant to this community, especially, as guys who stepped up and took control of the United Way during those years, I said, how do you say no to that? And then I also realized, why would you? What my experience has been with the United Way, which goes back quite some time. When I came to Dallas in 1989, first of all, when I was young, the first United Way commercial that was partnered with the National Football League, Roger Staubach starred in that commercial. And I remember seeing it when I was a young boy. Monday Night Football was a big deal. It was a big deal for most people in here, most of the men certainly when they were younger. And so I'd see these commercials, and then over the years, other players were serving in that same role. And so in 1989, when I got drafted by the Cowboys, United Way came to me and asked me if I would be willing to do one of these PSAs for them. And I said, absolutely. That was the greatest honor at the time that I had really received. And I really wasn't quite familiar with what United Way was all about, to be quite honest with you. But then over the years, through that affiliation, and then most recently when the city of Dallas hosted the Super Bowl, Jennifer came calling on me and asked me if I would serve and help lead an initiative called Healthy Zone Schools to try to fight childhood obesity, which, as we know, is a real problem in this country. It's a real problem here in North Texas. And what I said was, I will do that, but the only way that I'll do it is if Dr. Ken Cooper is involved with it as well. And that's because of my friendship with him, but also because I know if he's involved, it's going to be first class. And so he agreed to do that. We got behind it with Jennifer's leadership and have made a real impact in North Texas with childhood obesity, incentivizing schools to give these kids better options, better choices for food, getting them on the playground, exercising. A lot of those things had been cut out of these programs.
from there, it's just kind of spiraled into a lot of different roles. Charlotte Jones Anderson and I served as the 90th co-chairs, the anniversary event, which was terrific. Roger Staubach mentioned that he and I and Ruth, you are amazing. I said it in the video. You've certainly inspired me in ways that no one else in this community has. And to be able, in a very small way, for Roger and I to put our name on the gift giving with the Tocqueville Society is something that certainly I'm very proud of. And like I said, not to be long-winded, but now here I am serving in this other role, which is very impactful and something that I'm proud to be a part of as well.
And we're grateful.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you hear no, and this is important when you're on the campaign trail, sometimes it means not right now. Right?
Yeah, no, well, that's your take on it. I know that. Jeez, I can't
Just
tell
not
you.
Right now.
Can't tell you how many times I've told her no, and I'm doing whatever it was that I said no to. And
thank you.
hey, well, thank you. Yeah.
So you mentioned, Troy, your predecessors are CEOs who run global corporations here in Dallas, and many of those companies have thousands of employees. They have corporate foundations that support their philanthropic work. You know, tell us a little bit about your plans, our plans this year as we launch your campaign and asking the community to unite with Troy.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. I think, that's what people have noticed when they came in, if you got registered. And then, of course, what we've shown up here on the screen that, even though these global CEOs have said, hey, we'll get behind you and help you, and they certainly have. They've been awesome. It looks a little different with me. We're doing some social media. We're doing some online auctions. There was mention earlier about Todd Wagner. He's got this charity network. And so that's going to be a big part of this campaign. And Todd believes that the way fundraising has taken place for charities is kind of an antiquated deal, that it's changing, especially amongst the millennials. And they want experiences. They want to put their money to a good cause, but also get some experience out of that. And so we're doing a few things. As you know, the season starts up actually tomorrow. My weekend starts this weekend in Green Bay, but I will be hosting cocktail receptions on Friday. We'll be auctioning those off for people that want to have an experience with me. I'd ask Joe to be a part of it, Joe Buck. I don't know that he brings value, so maybe I won't. Maybe I will. I have to figure that one out, to be determined on him. But we're going to do it in Denver when Dallas plays at Denver and some various cities. And then in addition to that, I reached out to a couple teammates, Michael Irvin and Emmett Smith, and asked them if they'd be a part of a dinner that we could auction off and have an experience that we've never done. We've had dinners together, but we've never, been inclusive in an auction like this. So they jumped at it. They wanted to help. They wanted to help an old teammate, but they really wanted to help with the United Way. So that's just a couple of things that we'll be doing, but there's going to be a lot more going on with it, and should be a lot of fun.
That's great. Do you think United Way could get top billing in the broadcast booth when you're calling the games?
Do you got a suggestion?
Maybe Joe Buck in a Live United t-shirt.
Yeah, they, Fox frowns on some of that stuff. Randall knows. I mean, there's a price to pay to get top billing on national TV for 20 or 30 million, people, but we'll try to sneak something in.
Something to think about.
That's right.
Well, that's great, Troy. Online, you can go to Unite with Troy right now and see some of those experiences, and we hope that people will start bidding now. I think the first game experience is Dallas-Denver, which is in 2 weekends, and then we'll continue to populate that site. But what's also exciting about the campaign, in addition to those game day experiences, is the Business Leaders Auction, which will take place in November. And so all of the past campaign chairs, the CEOs of these global corporations, have agreed to auction off one-on-one experiences through the site as well. So we'll be sharing more of that information as the campaign grows over the course of the next year.
That's right. And before time gets away, I do want to make one comment.
I started a foundation back in 1992, and what we were doing was putting in interactive playrooms within children's hospitals. The first one we did was right here in Dallas at Children's. We went to Fort Worth and did Cook Children's Hospital, and then over the years, partnered with some different people, Steven Spielberg, most recently Garth Brooks, and we started putting in these playrooms around the country. We went to Denver, New York, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Oklahoma City, and have met a lot of needs. And then, like everything, sometimes things just kind of run their course. My foundation now, I have moved it into a donor-advised fund, with United Way, and the reason being is I just felt that at my age now, this has been home for me. I'm a native Californian. I moved to Oklahoma. I've been in Texas longer than I've lived anywhere. But I really feel like for what I'm doing philanthropically, I want to do it in my home in North Texas. And so I moved the foundation in with United Way. My experience is that nobody does it better. A big reason for that is Jennifer. And so I'm thankful to be here today. I'm thankful to be the capital or the campaign chair. I'm not supposed to say capital. I apologize for that. Okay. Campaign chair. I'm going to be reprimanded when this thing's over. But it means a lot to me that you all are here and continue to support the United Way. And I believe that Unite with Troy, I've been a part of some great teams, as you know. United Way is a great team, and we're doing a lot better good than just winning Super Bowls. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you for being here yourself.
Great. I heard that we had some auditions recently.
Yeah.
We had some auditions to try out for your team.
We did. We had some auditions, and I think we have maybe a video or something to show.
I think we have a video to show.
Why do we only expect good in life? Why not great? From an early age, we're told, be good at a sport, be good and eat your broccoli, be a good neighbor, be good at what you do.
But right now, at this very moment, there's a battle being waged. Not good versus evil.
Good versus great.
Good might fight the good fight, but great always wins.
If good plans on having a good day,
good needs to have a great day.
Because truth is, wanting to do good
is good.
But it's just not good enough.
Bull. They say you can't keep a good man down, but that's not true. Without a good education,
good health,
and a good income,
you can go from good to bad and bad to worse. Without a little help, you'll never get to great. And make no mistake, great is what we need here. Right now,
only great
will do any good.
And you can do a world of great right here.
So do it great and do it now.
Is that Rowdy there where I'm back?
I think it was.
How's that?
Great. Would you go get them again?
Unite with Troy. Learn more at unitedwaydallas.org.
So, did you recruit some good team members?
Got some great team members, yeah. I didn't see exactly which video we just showed, but that was the one with Roger?
Yeah, Roger was in it.
Yeah, so Roger, we do recruit good teammates, to answer your question, and the people. First of all, the people in this room, I'm amazed that you go to any event and I see the same people at every event. I've never seen a city really rally around causes like the pillars in this room. It's incredible. And when you talk about the pillars of Dallas, you can't help but talk about Roger Staubach. And what a great friend he's been to me. He has done everything and anything that he's been asked to do for this town. And especially if I've needed him to rally around something, and so there ought to be some kind of award for him, good sport award at the United Way, because he does whatever he has to do, and it's an honor for me to call him a friend.
That's great. Thanks, Troy. So it's going to be a great year, and with Troy, you've demonstrated on the largest stages in the world, the passion and the grit, intelligence, and grace under pressure that it will take to run a great United Way campaign. And you have a great team in this room that's behind you. And we just want to thank you. It's going to be a great year. We encourage everybody to go to Unite with Troy, get on the auction site. Before we wrap up, though, we want to speak about another great combination. a great team of women who have contributed significantly to the civic and philanthropic life of this city in extraordinary ways. And it's my pleasure to announce that we are recognizing and honoring these women today with the United Way's Decades of Distinction Award. Mrs. Margaret McDermott is one of the recipients, as well as Mrs. Margot Perot. And we have a quick video to share.
One of the great stories of Dallas that's